Hello and welcome back. Today we'll be talking about categories. So now that you're in your main guide dashboard, click into the guide you want to manage. You'll immediately be taken to the guide control panel. From here you can see how many categories have been created and how many listings. I'm going to click into my categories just to give it a quick review. This is your top-down view of all of the categories that will display in your app. You can quickly drag and drop, and you can go to a depth of 3 categories, as you can see here. You can also add paid categories, where individuals who are using your guide need to pay to gain access, and you can set that at whatever level you need to. You can also easily turn off and turn on category access. So let's go into how to create a category and talk about the 11 different types of categories. So under categories, you click into add category. Type in your category name. Decide if it's going to be a subcategory or a parent category. And now you want to choose what type of template you're going to use for the category. Here are the 11 different types of categories, and I'll explain each one. The first is to set a location-aware category. Location-aware categories take all listings that are added to this category and then display the results in location-aware order based on where the user is located. So this type of category is continually updating and changing as the user moves around. The phone is continually detecting the user location and thus reloading and displaying the results accordingly. Next, we have an ordered list. Ordered list is basically exactly what it says. It's a fixed list that stays in a certain order. So if you have step 1, step 2, step 3, you want to keep it in this type of order. You do not want it to be location aware. Set it to this. Next, we have audio tour. An audio tour category is a category that allows one to upload MP3 files that can be played and basically forward from one listing to the next. There are some additional features including geo-targeting and autoplay that come into effect there in this category. Next, you have events. You will notice that in my guide, events is grayed out. This is because this category can only be used once per guide, and I already have an events section. The events category is a very custom and specific calendar category that allows you to organize listings in date order, and this is specific for events. Deals is another type of category which is very custom. It's for promotions and promotional, just promotional sales and marketing materials that you might want to put in there. Favorites, the type of category, if you designated a category as favorites, this then becomes the collecting point for where your user will go to view all of their favorites. Google Listings. Google Listings pulls down, you'll see it dropped another drop down. This is how you can auto-populate categories with pre-selected Google information. It is pretty accurate, but it's not as accurate as adding it yourself. The next category we have is photo gallery. Again, you can only have one photo gallery per guide. Photo gallery by default has a set template. You then, once it's set, you come into photos on the left menu and you can add photos. Static page is actually being renamed to be called single page. It's a category that exists as a single page. So if you have an about page or privacy policy, this is a good idea to just create your category as a single page. URL is a category icon in your guide that will target an external URL. So you could put a website link, you could put a buy now button that clicks into a sales form. RSS, again, another specialized feature that allows you to put an RSS feed in here, and then it will display in the category. Two popular uses for this is for weather and for news. I'm going to go ahead and back here and set location aware. Once you've selected if you want to have a parent category or not, your location, your type of category you want to have, then you need to upload your icon. You can either choose to create your own icon, or you can launch our icon builder. Icon builder is a very nice feature that we've created. We have over 600 different images that you can choose from, and multiple variations of background. Once you decide how you want your icon to look and play around with it, then simply select this icon and it will add it into your category. If your category is going to be a parent category to subcategory, then you might want to add a header image. So for example, if your category was outdoor guide, you might want to put a picture of someone doing something outdoor, but then you're going to list a bunch of subcategories like hiking, bicycling, swimming, rafting, zip lining, all underneath of it. It's a way to make it look pretty fancy. Okay, so by default, this guide is set up to use the star icon as the user's favorite. So when they're selecting favorites, there's a star, but you can set it to be a heart. And you have the choice per category, or the control per category, to determine what icon you want for the favorites. Moving down, category display. This is a little more complicated. Usually this feature will be turned off, but if you're publishing multiple guides and the category can be shared across multiple guides, I won't say more than that at the moment, but it is a very advanced feature, and the idea is how to differentiate guides from looking the same when they're getting published in iTunes, and it allows you to differentiate your content a little bit. Here, moving down, we have free and paid. We're using a point system. You'll need to go into the in-app settings to set the price, and the price is based on points. In this, you can assign how many ever points you want, if it's 5 points or 1 point, and then establish a price rate per points. Usually the categories are free. If you are using paid, you will need to be using white label service, and you will need to have your iTunes or Google Play account set up properly to receive payment. Finally, here we have display and dynamic footer. You can create your own unique item. If I was going to do this, I'd take this flower, make it into black, make it transparent and smaller, and then it will add it into the footer of your guide. And once you hit create, you will actually be taken back out to here with your new category fully created, and you'll be good to go. I'm just waiting for the page to refresh, but you'll go out to the main category management section. Okay, I didn't want to create this category because I actually am in a live guide, and here we go. Okay, so here we have all of the different categories. Now, looking at the category, you can quickly come in and edit it by clicking on it. You can see one of the 11 types of categories that it is by looking down this column: URL, location aware. You can also see if the category is paid or unpaid. I know in this guide I only have one that's paid. You can see the icon. You can see if banners are enabled. You can see the listing count, how many listings are shown in here, and to view the listings you simply click into them. You can quickly and easily turn off and turn on categories from being visible in your app just by flipping the switch here. And it does happen in real time, so be aware that if you make the change, that can happen. Okay, that's our review for category control.